Passive investing using index funds is the simplest and easiest way to create wealth in the stock market. In this video, we'll look at different lazy portfolios that you can build using ETFs so you can structure your own investments, sit back, and enjoy the returns. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Jay, and on this channel I give you the tools, the tips, and the tactics that you need to get the most out of your money. Passive investing is the simplest and easiest way to make money in the stock market. If you don't believe me, just ask Warren Buffett, who literally bet $1 million that a simple S&P 500 index fund would outperform a basket of 10 actively managed hedge funds over the period of 10 years. He made that bet back in 2007, and he won it in 2017. We touched on lazy portfolios in a previous video where I introduced you to the 3-fund portfolio. Boom, you just invested your first $1,000. Now, a lazy portfolio doesn't imply anything derogatory or anything about you. It simply means that it's a hands-off approach to investing. You don't need to be constantly twiddling and tweaking your investments with a lazy portfolio. It's kind of set it and forget it and focus your energy on other things in your life. The most common lazy portfolio is the 3-fund portfolio. Again, we discussed in a prior video, but if you need a quick refresher, the 3-fund portfolio is made up of a total United States stock market fund, which we use the Vanguard ETF VTI, a total world stock market fund, which we use the Vanguard ETF VXUS, and a total bond market fund, which we use the Vanguard ETF BND. And that's all you need. Those 3 funds, you're completely diversified. You pick your own percentages however you want to weight those, and you just keep investing. Now, the 3-fund portfolio is far from the only lazy portfolio out there. And it's not even the one that I invest in. The one I choose to invest in is called the Core 4 portfolio. Now, as you can probably guess, the Core 4 portfolio is made up of 4 funds instead of 3. What we do is we take the same 3 funds from our 3-fund portfolio, our total US market, total world stock market, and total bond market, and then we add in an REIT index fund. REIT is a real estate investment trust. And it's a kind of investment vehicle that invests in groups of residential real estate properties or commercial real estate properties. And it's a great way to get exposure to real estate in your investments without having to own a rental property or anything like that. So again, I love using Vanguard ETFs for all my investments. So those are the examples I'm going to use. So building the Core 4 portfolio with that, we're going to use VTI, VXUS, BND, and then the REIT index fund is VNQ. So to allocate your Core 4 portfolio, you first start with your allocation of bonds. So whether that's 20% or 50% or 70%, you allocate that portion of your portfolio into BND. Now, whatever percentage of your total portfolio is remaining, you allocate 50% to the US stocks, 40% to the international stocks, and the remaining 10% to the REITs, or the real estate. And you can see what that allocation would look like on screen right now between a 60-40 portfolio and an 80-20 portfolio. Now, if I was to make an official recommendation, I would say stick with the 3-fund portfolio or the Core 4 portfolio. They're the simplest, they're the easiest, and they really cover all your bases. But again, there are plenty of other lazy portfolios out there, and I'll quickly give you examples of just a couple more so you can decide for yourself. Ray Dalio, who is a hedge fund manager and founder of Bridgewater Associates, came up with what he calls the all-weather portfolio. Now, this lazy portfolio is made up of 30% stocks, 55% fixed income or bonds, which is split between long-term bonds and intermediate-term bonds, and then 15% is made up of commodities, and he splits it between gold and a general commodities index. So the all-weather portfolio has 5 funds. It would look something like this. You'd have 30% in VTI, which is your US stocks, 40% in a long-term treasuries Vanguard ETF, which is VGLT, then another 15% in an intermediate term treasury bond index, which the Vanguard ETF would be VGIT, and then we'd go with 7.5% in a gold ETF. Now Vanguard doesn't offer a gold ETF, so you could do something like the ticker symbol GLD, which is from Spider funds. And the remaining 7.5% would be a broad commodities index. Again, Vanguard doesn't offer one, so you could go with something like the ticker symbol GSG, which is from iShares. Now I don't invest this way because it's way too heavy on fixed income products, and I'm not really a fan of investing in gold and other commodities. So that's why I choose not to invest in the all-weather portfolio, but if it's right for you, that's how you do it. The next lazy portfolio we'll talk about is called the CoffeeHouse Portfolio. Now this comes from the book, The CoffeeHouse Investor by Bill Schultheis. And Bill, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I probably just butchered your name, but the book is over here, and here's what the portfolio looks like. The CoffeeHouse Portfolio is a 7-fund portfolio. It's a bit low on international stocks, but it slices up the portion of US stocks beyond just that total US stock fund we've used earlier. So for the CoffeeHouse portfolio, it would look something like this. You'd have 10% invested in a large cap blend fund, 10% in a large cap value stock fund, 10% in a small cap blend fund, 10% in a small cap value fund. Then we would have a 10% in a total international fund, like we've been using before, 10% in the REIT fund we've been using before, and then 40% in our total bond market fund that we've been using before. And if you want to break things down further than that, we have the Cowards Portfolio. Now again, this is not something that refers to the investor or how the portfolio is managed. It refers to how it's split up amongst asset classes, how it hedges its risk. And the Cowards Portfolio was created by William Bernstein. He's the author of The Intelligent Asset Investor and the 4 Pillars of Investing. Now, all these books I'm mentioning, I'll put in the description below if you want to check them out. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire breakdown of the Cowards Portfolio because it's very similar to the CoffeeHouse Portfolio I just mentioned, but instead of using the total international fund, it breaks up your international portion into a European index fund, an Asian Pacific index fund, and an emerging markets index fund. So you can kind of see where this is going. There are endless ways to split and slice up the funds you choose and tweak everything down to the finest detail that you want to get just the investment mix that's right for you. Now personally, I think the more funds we start introducing into a portfolio, the further we stray from the concept of truly passive investing and the laziness of the portfolio. That's why I say stick with the 3-fund portfolio or the core 4 portfolio and keep things as simple as possible. Now there's another 4-fund portfolio out there you can invest in that really provides amazing returns on your investment. To invest in this 4-fund portfolio, all you have to do is hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you get notified when I post a new video every Tuesday and Friday, and finally, leave a comment down below letting me know how amazingly well I integrated all these annoying YouTube things into the video. But seriously, I hope you got some value out of this video. Passive investing really is the way to go. It really is how I invest my money. For as fun as it is to talk about individual stocks, such as Tesla and other things like that, the vast majority of my portfolio is invested in the core 4 portfolio. Then I'd leave myself just a little small percentage to play around with some dividend stocks and things like that. And that's really I think, the best way for most people out there to invest. So again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe, do all the things. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Ah, crap. I keep forgetting to tell people to follow me on Instagram. I want to make more of a point of that. because I have the thing on the screen the whole video, but I never mention it. So follow me on Instagram too. All right.